Good evening. This is Jared once again. Today we're going to be talking about a cool piece of software called Zeplin. You'll see right here, I'm on the URL called zeplin.io, Zeplin.io. Um, and then Zeplin here has this cool little Zeppelin for an icon. So what Zeplin is it's a visual tool that lets you see um, everything and for pixel perfect placement of elements. It generates CSS for different positions and fonts and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Um, I've used this in a couple of different projects now, and I'm just going to show you kind of a general overall take on how it works. So you can see in the middle here, excuse me, in the middle here, there's a button that says get started for free. And you can see as soon as you hover that it changes. That is exactly what happens in Zeplin. And this little image here, um, these videos here, they cover some of those same things. But I actually have this software on my computer. So you can purchase it. I'm on the free plan because web designers, people who design websites with software like Photoshop, um, they will provide, sometimes they'll provide me Zeplin um, files. So this is what I'll utilize to actually view those files and retrieve them and kind of show um, show me what needs to be done. So if you want to download it, I know at the very bottom, this handy links, that's where you can download it. They also have a web application as well, which that's pretty cool. I'm on a Mac, so I've downloaded it and installed it. Um, you can use this with Sketch, XD, Figma, and Photoshop, and then it's got a couple extra stuff for Slack and Trello and stuff. It's a pretty sweet little tool. So I no longer need this open, so I will close that. This is the extensions page. There's a bunch of different extensions on here that you can add to Zeplin, which will extend it. For your text editors, it'd basically be a package that you would add for additional functionality. So that's some pretty cool stuff. Holy crap, got a lot of stuff open. All right, so I'm going to open it up, applications, Zeplin, this thing. And as soon as it loads, I've got this blown up all the way. All right. So you definitely want to make sure that you name these really well, these projects. But here's a project that I worked on last year, and it's still visible in Zeplin, which is pretty cool. So a lot of this stuff had to be done manually, which was pretty brutal for me because I had just learned how to use CSS. So right out the gate, this is some stuff for an app called Good Uncle. So before we dive too far into this, at the top here it says sections. You can also sort it by different things. But you have your dashboard and you have your style guide, and I'll have to move this image and then, or this video. And on this right hand panel, you have you can add Slack, you can make comments. You can see here that the HTML and CSS extensions have been added, which came with this project, so I didn't have to add it myself. But this is really cool because you can click on a page and you can all review it and comment on it and stuff like that. All right, so we're just going to click on one page. Cool. All right, so this is what the page will look out, and you can see as we hover over things, they're being highlighted, right? So you can see when you click on checkout, it gives you dimensions of this element, and it gives you a visual on alignment, and sometimes it also gives you distance from here to here. There you go. How do I do that? You just got to place your mouse in the right area. It's a pain. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt, but it's really cool to use. There we go. So that's 130 pixels from the top, and this is a 60 pixel margin. So the other side should probably also be a 60 pixel margin. If I can, there we go. 61 pixel margin. So you can see right there, it's not matching. So actually I would want to close the gap on that, which in this retrospect, it doesn't really matter, but because this is still gonna have the same 60 pixels, because everything was, in this instance, everything was left aligned. So it doesn't really matter, but this thing is really cool. For this checkout here, you can see on the side, it gives you every bit of CSS that you need for that item, which is gangster. I freaking love this. It's not so, this isn't helpful for your entire style sheet, but excuse me, you can see these two buttons here, right? They look exactly the same, except the looks like the font might be a little bit different, but the button itself, the dimensions are different, right? So this is a width and a height, 274 and 55, and this one over here is like half that, right? So this is the kind of thing that you can see. So let's head back to our dashboard. And this is for every page. You can do this for every page. You can put in 3, 5 different breakpoints. It does not matter. And you can organize it by every page. So this is a different page. This is the first page. This is the checkout process, right? But over here is the style guide, which is really cool, which they did not use when they built this. But anyway, you can actually you can set up a branding colors in this color palette. You can set up a textile catalog, which is cool. Basically what that means is this color palette and this textile is basically part of your branding, and you can add that in here, and that will help you speed through the process once you're over here in Zeplin. And then components, you can add like this here as a button. You can add reusable assets here, and then you can actually build some of this in Zeplin as well. So for example, this is untitled, so this is one that I created, and I would have to upload this here, but after it was uploaded, I could manipulate it with the style guide. So if, say that the UX is on point, but the branding is not a big deal. You just come in here, set up your branding, and apply that to the design. It's very cool. Let's see, so these are the different projects, and on this side is your style guides. You can actually build for multi-level organizations. This is really useful as well. So you can see here the parent style guide. different child style guides and various projects. So if you had, let's say, a headquarters element with two entities, each having separate websites, or if you wanted to break these up into pages, it wouldn't make a difference. You could do all of that with one massive dynamic style guide, and that's really cool. So that's all that I have for Zeplin, but if you guys have any questions, concerns, complaints, send them over. This is Jared with Carbon Digital, Carbon Fiber Web, and all kinds of other greatness. Until next time, guys, happy coding.